SQLiteKit asset update from long time. So life has happened. This is gonna be a long video. I will explain what did I change, what did I remove, why, and I will show what SQLite kit asset is with examples. So first, for old users, I will show what did I remove. First, I remove, not actually remove, I make it experimental. So previous update, I was play with the native libraries and use it for a test most of the time. And for now, I'm planning to remove because in my plans, I think to use a burst. So it's so please don't use this. It's even I will remove from all documentation and any information about this. For now, I just leave it. For the next maybe couple of updates, I will totally remove native support. And I will explain in this video why. Okay, so change number one. Change number two, the big one, I did remove Playmaker support. And the reason is that first of all, I don't have fresh new Playmaker with me. And second, there is not much people use it. So if it will need someone, just put comments in this video or send me email or just contact me through the forum to restore this integration, and I'll do that. But to invest much time for this right now, I don't see any reason. And this is two big changes. So I just make a refresh for asset, make it works again, test against WebGL, Android, Windows, iOS, and more other things too, more other platforms. So I will use in this video a README file which I put inside the asset, and it will guide this video. But before that, I will show you what you will get with the asset. So this package comes with SQLiteKit folder, which contains everything, plus plugin folder with libraries, native libraries, which I will remove. This as I said. So you can play with it, but please don't use it because it was used only for test purpose only, just to compare this library against native one, and it's like works well. So it works exactly as a native. So this is only for this purpose. It's development actually stuff. So please don't use. And then we have a stream assets, which has 3 databases which will be used in demos. And yeah, and okay, during the video I will show about this database a little bit more information. So the main folder is container for 4 scenes, for demo scenes, and scripts which used in these demos, and source folder which contain the SQLite port. Okay, now it's time to jump into README file. It will helps to don't forget anything and just go straight by script. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is a README file which you will find in package. I will explain for newcomers what SQLite is. SQLite is a library which mimic a native C library directly, straight. It means it's repeat the code one to one as a native library. So it's 100% compatible to the native library. So works exactly the same. Why? Because this package built over this very old package, which was found by me 10 years ago. It was 2012. Let me open this file. Why I cannot open it? Anyway, just strange. This PDF is really strange. Okay, let me open it. Yes, so this is quite old library, which was exact port. So at 2012, I was using this to start. Right now, this is adopted and fixed and modified library, which based on this. During this README file, you will see how it's affect. Okay, so the second benefit next to compatibility is that there is a set of wrappers which makes your database works in separate thread. It's a specific option, not for everyone, but for someone who really need it, it will be very, very useful. And yeah, so this is about abstraction. Yeah, this is just beginning. So okay, environment. So this last update I did on the Unity 2020. No external libraries. It's not true now because we have those development one, but ignore them. It's not in use. And package content. So this package contain like let make it quick. So we have 4 files, which is tutorials and demo at the same time, and we have 6 files which used for wrappers, which helps you to write simple code, simple clean code. Okay, as long as this is the pure clone of C library, so it will allows you, if you have a knowledge, of course, to use your knowledge directly. So you will find exactly the same functions with the same arguments, with everything the same as on C. So, or you have some code which you want to port, but it's quite long way to do stuff. And And before I will continue, I'm gonna show you what this demo looks like. It's quite empty scene, so it has only one script file, and once you run it, it will gives you a couple of buttons which execute, let's call it like unit unit tests. So wherever you click, it will tells you what happens, and it will test functionality. Why it done this way? Because it's easy to make a build for multiple platforms, for example iOS, Android, or so far so forth, and just click it and just see does it work or not. So all these buttons is a test, which is do one and only one specific test. And all four of them like this. So we will come back to the README again and come back to the code. This this package again, just make it again focus on the what is this? This is a C# port for native SQLite library, which 100% compatible to the any native libraries, and it gives you low-level functions of SQLite which you can use, and on top of it, it gives you like some sugar, some extra helpers. So let's start for them. So here I show you what is first set of helpers code looks like. It's repeat the same code as you see here on the top and make it cleaner and looks better. Inside this wrapper, it will do exactly the same. And for more complex stuff, like for bindings, if you know what is this, it's once you do request. Let me show you in inside inside some script here, for example. Yes, see these question marks. So yeah, so this all code will look like this. So make query, make bind, do step, release query, and repeats. So this is way how to read, but we will come back later on. So this type of wrapper, it actually helps you to, hold on, it's here, help you to work easily. Don't think about types, because if you will use original code from C#, from SQLite set, it's a really big headache to actually feed those queries if you have question marks properly, types, conversion, and so on. So these wrappers do exactly that. So they wrap those headache and make your code clean. So create database, do your query, close database. And it works with a way of storing as well, because one thing it's do request, another things work with different platforms. So in this package you will get workable example how to deal with multiple platforms, and it will be very visible on this type of functions. For example, if we knew the database name, so for different platforms like editor, Windows, iOS, sorry, not iOS, OS X, you will need to use this path. If you use WebGL, it has limitation. You can use only streaming assets. If you use iOS, it need to be loaded this way. So if you are never done this before, this will help you a lot, because this demos, it's built specifically built to test on different platforms. So, and it actually full guidance for your code, like copy paste source. And I made it in the way that every demo starts from a request: create, drop, insert, select. Most of the time, this is what people are using. So you will just select your needed request example and just jump to the where it's using, and this way you will understand how to do one or another request. So it's designed that way. And yes, readme file tests. Okay, you will get it. No issue. So come back to readme file again. Package, pure copy of C library, C# clone. We have full set of functions of original SQLite, and we have this wrapper which make it looks better and make life easier. Let's talk about this wrapper. This wrapper is synchronous, so it will run in main thread. What does it mean? So if you need to go to database and write something or read something, it will hit the hard drive or storage, whatever, and it will gives penalty in your execution time for this frame. So some of the frames where you do read or write will like be longer than in others. So you should understand this. It's any database. It's any whatever plugin you use. This is how database works. Wherever you hit hard drive, it will get slower. In some of the project, for example, we get struggle because of log file. It's not even database. If you write something into hard drive, you always get penalty for this. But some projects not require to be real time like active on hard drive. So for those projects, this wrapper is the best. So I will really recommend use exactly this. If your game has a menu, and the menu, nobody will notice any frame drops. In real time, it's possible, but for menu, shops, or these things, it's perfectly fine to use this wrapper. In fact, if you will dig any assets which do databases, you will see that it will give you lag if you try to access database in real time. You can usually use profiler and see that it's easy. But most of the projects, it's okay for them. So this is my favorite and the most like lovely one, wrapper. Now we in this package there is two more wrappers. Their task to detach those hard drive requests from main thread, a render thread. So it should not affect your frame rate in your game, and it's specifically designed to be how to say trackers or something which run in the game and store some data which you might use later on for some scoring, some give some bonuses, even for replay, or yes, replay is the most suitable things for those purpose. It's a bad idea to do that eh, like some frames, because if you do write to the hard drive, that frame will be like 40 milliseconds longer than others, so it will show like the users will see like jargon. So what you will get with this package, you will get two other wrappers which run those hard drive access in different thread, which will gives you no problem with the frame rate, because all hard drive access will happens there, and those thread will communicate with the main thread with the messaging, and it will fully detach, so your game will be not experience any issue with the frame rates, but it will be a little bit slower than using this beautiful wrapper. So next wrapper, yeah, this is a small example for a little bit more complex stuff, like select with a condition. So how it does, you will get those things, it's easy. So next wrapper, it's asynchronous callback. Yes, okay, I already explained why it's required and what it used. It's not much interesting here. So main problem with, not problem, the main feature, or just, it's not feature, it's specific of this wrapper, that it use callback system. So because it's detached from database, it forced to send to another thread which handle database message and wait for answer, reply. And to do that, you need to provide a callback. So every action, every command to the database will force you to use callback. And here I show how it looks like. Already, so from beginning I say this is, I will say that it's really for hardcore developers who really understand, not really understand, who actually has experience. So so you should open database, and if you create if you want to create the for yeah, this code actually execute this query which create table test values with the parameters. So and it looks like you have to put a callback, create query, create it, and ask asynchronous database to do that. Once it's done, it will call your callback function that the query is ready. Then you will send again command. Now execute this query. Once this execute this query, it will tells you, okay, I did one step. And because this is a creation, you don't need more steps. But if you do like sequential read, then you will do something else. You will not close request. You will continue next step. And once you finish it, you will tell to this asynchronous database, which runs on different thread. Okay, finish, stop, destroy me. I mean release. Okay, and it looks difficult, but I did demo for this. It's in the demo object 2. Let's jump in. This, yeah. This demo object is exactly, you see, this is just copy paste from this demo in the documentation, which do like multiple things. And I will show you this demo, how does it work. So it's demo 2. It does sequential read, so it do continuously reading. For whom need to not reading, writing, it's the same. So you can use this demo to do tracking the user movement or something like this, because it's exactly like full setup for this. So you have create table, you put some data, then you read, write. So it's exactly what you need if you want to do that. So it's a good place for copy paste. So it just do some read write operations, and this is it. And here you can see the speed. So as long as it's multi-threaded, it's slower than a normal wrapper, because I have to wait till first Unity frame rate and database lag. Not lag, I mean multi-thread, like messaging lag. So in general speaking, the speed, how many requests to database you do, will be all the time slower with the multi-threading than in the single-threaded. So we trade speed against the lag. Okay, this is it. Okay, and oh yes, demo 3, because it's not explained much in the README. Let's no, I will come back later. Let's continue with this. Okay, so it's quite horrible, difficult, but it works. So you just need to spend some time to understand these callback things, and you can do those quite specific tasks if you need it. But there is a last wrapper which I will show in this README file. All those callbacks which you see here, you could have it here in this wrapper, because this wrapper, what it does, it's actually wrap all those callbacks inside specific functions and make it run as a yield function in Unity. And after using this wrapper, we're going to come back to those nice original, like simple first wrapper, which asynchronous with a different thread. So it has all benefits of multi-threading and usability of the first wrapper. The downside, it's performance. I mean, frames, how many records records per second you can put into database. It will be much less than direct access to database. So be careful. You just have to measure what you want. So either you want many records, many requests, then you use first wrapper, the beautiful one. If you need, if you want to leave main thread untouched and smooth, you should use this wrapper. Okay, so what next we have? Oh yes, okay. This is good things, but first I will jump back to the demo 3. It's one feature of SQLite, which I need to talk. It will be really quick. So what is that? It's yeah, it's quite, yeah, it's actually report only done here. Close and open again. Encryption. Yes, this library support encryption. It works, and many customers from last, because this asset 10 years on the market, ask me to, like, does it work or not? It does work, but problem with encryption and security stuff, that even if you encrypt in one place, like in one editor, there is no guarantee that you can open this is the same database with a security key on another one, because it's by design with SQLite. In fact, it should work with the same cipher of it was created. And for the most of the project, I always recommend never use encryption, because it's totally pointless. If you are a hacker, you will hack any data on the client. If you want security, move your data on the server, which need to be secure. All games like that. So it's there because it exists in this library, but there is not much use. This demo just show it works, and I'm really strongly do not recommend to use it, because it will be headache for you. Because once you encrypt something, you have to have something to decrypt it back. And if your client crashed, not even crashed, if you have no proper editor and use this library inside another viewer, PC viewer or Mac viewer, which you can find, there is no guarantee it will open up there. So you always have that chunk of bytes, file I mean, which you're not able to open. And it will break your development process. And second thing, it's totally pointless to do that. Okay, demo number 3 done. Number 4, which was our last wrapper. Let's run it. Oh yes, so this demo just show difference between direct requests. First first wrapper against the last one. So it just shows you, okay, it shows 12 milliseconds. The first request was copying the file, that's why it was long. So this is 12 milliseconds, 3 milliseconds. Here just show how much it take longer than the direct access to database. And let me open this file. Yeah, so this gives two test functions. Yeah, by the way, in the documentation, this is just copy paste from the demo, this one. But I remove like stopwatch which I use to count time of execution. I just make it a little bit cleaner to save place in the readme file. Okay, it's already take too much. Let's take too much time right now. Okay, so we finish wrapper. So we come back. SQLiteKit, it's a pure copy of SQLite library, 100% compatibility. Has a 1, 2, 3 wrappers, which is a beautiful one, ugly one, but good one, and beautiful and ugly together. 3 of them, everyone has a advantage and disadvantage. I already described it. Okay, so now we come to this position where we have database, we have wrappers, and what we're gonna do. For most of the projects which I work on, it's all the time the game data is outside of the game because you need to share with your game designers, with anyone who feel the data. And how it done? Of course, Google Sheet, spreadsheets. Everyone use it, everyone like it, everyone share it, and everyone feel it. So inside your project, you will be 100% asked to read, like integrate those shared file inside the game. So the task will be like that. We want this selling items or promoting items or whatever items to be in the game, and we want to modify spreadsheet, and we want to take this information back on the client. And in this asset package, I gives you as well the example how to do that. It's inside the editor folder, of course, in this file. And let me show you. Let me show this file. Okay. This file make this menu, which will open this window, and this window will do read Google Sheet document with this link, to this database, and create this data, store this data in this table name. So which database, which table name should be filled up. Once you hit the button, it will go to online, take the Google Sheet document, and store it back to this shop database. and I will show you this database. This data get from Google Sheet. Okay, and in this document I show step by step how to do that. What is the file? What happens after import? How the original file, Google Sheet file, looks like. It tells about the header, importance of the typing, naming conventions. But they actually naming convention I actually it's a SQLite convention, so you cannot do that and that. So only specific characters and numbers. It's it. And it will ignore whatever column do not match the require declaration of the column for the table. So you can make columns which you will not port inside the database table. Yes, and what else? Yeah, okay, and here I just show you some guidance how to proper share the file, because you might have a spread file which has a couple of sheets, tabs. So you just specify specific one, and just each sheet it will be one table, and so on. Every sheet will have specific link. Okay. Oh, come on, we come to the end of the file. Hints. Yes. Oh, this is a good one. So this very nice, good standalone browser which I'm using. This is I want to share with you. This is the one. I love it. Nice, works. Because sometimes people struggle to find the good one. They use some crappy. This is open source, free, and nice. Oh yeah, about streaming file. Okay, let me come back here. So I just copy exactly the same file which you find in streaming assets here, just for your convenience, to be free to destroy something or just play with these files. If you destroy some database playing, you can easily get these files and just overwrite. Yeah, this is what I'm just mentioning here. Yes, and contact me, email, perfect. Okay, this is it. So this is last update for SQLiteKit. Enjoy. If you need database, works fine. No DLLs, no headache with multi-platforms. By the way, I'm planning to um, try to support from the different platforms, either than mobile or phones, maybe some Xbox or that, because definitely I don't have it. So I will make a possible to build it. Maybe next update I will do that, so maybe someone will help me to test it. Okay, and have a nice day.